Today's Peachy vlog is brought to you by books and puppies. Hello and welcome to Peachy Vlogs. Before they go anywhere, I want to introduce you guys to two new members of my family. Biscuit has a little brother and sister now, or an older brother and sister, I guess you could say. This right here is Skipper, and this right here is Jack. So you can see one of the reasons that I've been a little distracted and there's been some less videos lately, and I've said I've had a lot of personal stuff going on in my life right now. One of the reasons is that someone in my husband's family passed away, unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, and she had two little puppies, and they were her world, and they were everything to her. They were her babies. And so these two little puppies have lost their mommy, and I love you guys. Yes. And so they are members of our family now. We adopted them. So we have 3 little puppies running around the house now, and they have been a handful getting them re-potty trained and just accustomed to a new home. And they're both shelter dogs, or they previously were shelter dogs, so you know they've been bounced around to different homes and stuff. So it's taken them a little while to get accustomed, but I think they're finally comfortable with us. And I think they're getting tired, so I'm gonna put them both down. So yeah, videos are a little harder to make now because when one dog barks, they all bark. So in my last Peachy vlog video, I asked you guys to give me questions to answer. I got some great questions that I've picked my favorites and I'm going to answer. But first, I have a couple things to talk about. First of all, thank you so much for the continued support on YouTube. I think I'm up to about 5,600 subscribers right now. Insane. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support and you watching my videos and stuff, so thank you so much. Couple things that I want to show off. I've got some amazing nerdy books to show you that I've acquired in the past couple weeks. The first one is the program book to the second Sailor Moon musical, the second of the new Sailor Moon musicals in Japan. And this is the program book. Am I getting some crazy glare on this right now? I'm not sure. I think it just messed up my exposure. But anyway, so this is the book from Sailor Moon R musical in Japan, and I'm just gonna flip through and show you all the pretty pictures. And oh my goodness, you guys, I love Sailor Moon so much. For those of you who have any idea what I'm talking about, the Sailor Moon musicals in Japan are just, oh, they've been a favorite thing of mine forever, and I love them. I really don't have a lot of money to spend on Mooney merchandise right now, so I really have to like be particular and pick and choose what I'm gonna buy. But the Mew program books I have every single one from second stage on, and it's like I can't stop. I need these program books. They're so beautiful and I love them so much, and they're glossy and they're gorgeous. And, so yeah, so I'm so happy that I got that. So the other super special awesome book that I got is, I got The Art of Guild Wars 2. I showed this off on one of my streams recently, and people were going, "Oh my gosh, you have that book, it's so rare, and oh my gosh, it's hard to get." But it's just this gorgeous book, just filled with all the concept art from Guild Wars 2, and it's beyond beautiful. I did not have this. And also, not only that, but it's signed by ArenaNet. Wow! So awesome, so cool. Oh my gosh, so happy. This was actually a gift from a friend of mine and my husband's, Ernie Klein. So thank you so much, Ernie. This is the coolest thing ever. He knows how much I adore Guild Wars 2. So thank you so much, Ernie. Oh my gosh. And speaking of Ernie Klein, for those of you who don't know who that is, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, so this is totally pimping out his novel, but I've wanted to talk about it for a while, and this is a perfect excuse. So, also, this vlog brought to you by books. Another book that you guys need to check out is Ready Player One. Ernie wrote this book a couple years ago. It's been now, I think. Oh my gosh, it seems like yesterday. I have read this 3 times already, and it's just amazing every time. It's so cool. It's full of like 80s references to movies and video games, and it's set in the near future where there's like virtual reality headsets. Basically, computers are virtual reality headsets and haptic gloves that you put on, and so you can actually like see and feel the world around you, and you are 100% immersed like in the internet basically. There's basically an entire world. It's called the Oasis. One of the coolest things about this is the very first sentence of the book like gets you hooked. It's like you have to read more. So I'm actually going to read you guys the very first sentence of this book. Everyone my age remembers where they were and what they were doing when they first heard about the contest. Oh, I probably read that really bad, I'm sorry. But you've got to go check out this book. If you like audiobooks better, it's available on audiobook, read by Will Wheaton. I actually haven't listened to the audiobook yet. It's something I just have been meaning to get around to. But I've read the novel 3 times. It's amazing, especially for those of you who grew up in the 80s. It's just filled with 80s movie, TV, music, game references, like it's just full of geeky wonderfulness words. This is why I don't write novels. So yeah, I highly suggest going and checking this out. And so that's Ernie's book. He gifted me the Guild Wars 2 book. And something else beyond awesome that I have to pimp out, that was also a gift to my husband and I from Ernie. Guess what I got you guys? You guys know what this is. I don't know, I can't really see it. Ernie gifted us an Oculus Rift. What? Unfortunately, I have not had the chance to try this out yet, but I will for sure. And if I can figure out how to record what I'm playing while I'm playing it, I'm really gonna have to figure out the whole system and how to record it and stuff. But if I can figure it out, you better believe I'm gonna be playing some games for you guys on the Oculus Rift. No horror games though. And so this is amazing, and basically it's kind of what his book is about. It's basically the internet and computers has become the Oculus Rift times a million. Like it fully immerses you in this entire other world called the Oasis. But you're just gonna go have to read it for yourself. I'm talking too fast, but I'm trying to keep up energy because I want to be happy, and I want to kind of shake off all of the negative things that have been happening in my life lately. So it's like I just want to be happy. Did I mention that my hand is all wrapped up? I probably haven't yet. Take breaks from the computer, kids, because if you don't, then your wrist is gonna have a bad time. I blame sitting on the computer too much and playing too many games for my wrist being hurty and owie. So that's that. Yeah. Okay, now it's time to answer some questions that you guys submitted. Randall Danger says, it seems that your subs have shot up a lot since you started doing Sailor Moon videos. Do you find it surprising that more people are on your channel for Sailor Moon than Guild Wars? Am I surprised? Absolutely not. Sailor Moon, even though it's over 20 years old, even though we're getting this new content, the series started, the franchise was created over 20 years ago, but the fan base for Sailor Moon and all of its incarnations is just worldwide. Like, it crosses boundaries, borders, languages, and it's so loved by so many people all over the world. It's not just like, I mean, I know Guild Wars is too, but it's nowhere near the size and scope that something like Sailor Moon is. So that is not a surprise at all. A good friend of mine for many years, who goes by Skinny from Happy Femery Productions, which you guys should check out, by the way. They do really funny parody videos of anime series. I'll put a link somewhere here in the description or something. You guys should go check them out. Asks, why isn't there more cameos of Biscuit? Biscuit cameo! Now I've had all 3 of my puppies in a video. Saria also asks, where did Biscuit get his name? Before I even got Biscuit, I got him when he was just a little puppy, about 8 weeks old. I obviously I had a picture of him, and I saw that he was this pretty tan color, and I don't know, we just we didn't have any specific names in mind, and we were going between a few of them, and I know Butters was one of them from South Park. That was a possibility. His name was almost Butters, but we decided on Biscuit because it was really cute, and he's the color of a biscuit. Yeah. Okay. He doesn't like being on the videos as much as the other two. He's just gonna sit in my lap. Saria also asked, what is my favorite food, color, and music? My favorite food by far is cereal. I know that sounds really strange, but it's like one of those staples that I can't live without. Like every single day I eat cereal. I eat cereal all day long. I could eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And not any specific cereal, like all varieties of cereal I love, and that includes oatmeal, and I'm weird. Yeah, I know. Take a wild guess what my favorite color is. My favorite music, it's actually a question I kind of hate because there's no specific answer that I can give as far as my favorite music, because I love absolutely all kinds of music, and it's my rule is if I love the song, I love the song. And it spans every single genre. I love pop, I love dance, I love classical, I love musical, I love country, I love whatever other genre there is. If I like the song, I like the song. Simple as that. Timothy Grzekska asks, how did you get into video games? Looking back, you mentioned Killer Instinct. So awesome that you played that. Have you seen any of the new Killer Instinct stuff from Xbox One? Yes. I haven't played it, but I've seen lots of coverage of it and stuff. I love Killer Instinct. Ever since I was little, I talked about this quite extensively in another one of my vlogs. So you can check that out as far as my history, as far as Killer Instinct goes. Yes, I love Killer Instinct. As far as how I got into video games, I've just always been into video games. Ever since I was little, ever since I was old enough to use a computer and my hand was big enough and coordinated enough to use a mouse and a keyboard, I was playing games on my dad's computer. Stuff like Kid Pix and Play School Bus, like these really primitive DOS games, but I just loved them. My first exposure to a console was my grandma had an Atari. I don't know why or how she had an Atari, but she did, and I would be obsessed with it every time I would go over there and play it. And then my cousin got a Super Nintendo, and that was like the coolest thing ever. So it's like I would either have to go over to my grandma's house or my cousin's house to play on a console until finally, I don't know how old I was, but finally I got a Super Nintendo. My parents got me and my little sister a Super Nintendo for Christmas, and it was the most amazing thing ever. Actually, I think my other grandparents got me the Nintendo. Either way, it was amazing, and ever since then I was hooked, mostly on Nintendo consoles, but I continued to play PC games, and I've basically been a gamer my entire life. Kind of related, Arminas asks, do you like the Legend of Zelda series? For example, Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, or Twilight Princess? And would you like to Let's Play it? I love Legend of Zelda. I haven't played all of the Zelda games. My favorites and the ones I've played the most are Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the 64. And I love, love, love those games. I have not had, I actually, believe it or not, don't have a Wii, so I have not played Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword. I've seen many, watched other people play it, so I'm at least a little bit familiar with the games, but I have not played them. They're on my wish list. I'm extremely, extremely slow at getting consoles and getting games. Would I Let's Play them? Probably would be kind of hard to Let's Play something on the Wii. So I probably wouldn't Let's Play like Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword, but I would go as far as trying to figure out how I could Let's Play Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask someday, because I love those games to death. Jazilia007 asks, what are other older animes or mangas that you grew up with and still love today? That's a great question, because it's something that I don't really talk about that often. I've mentioned it, but Another anime that I kind of grew up with that I absolutely love, is still one of my favorites to this day, is Fushigi Yugi. That was a fantastic anime. I've actually kind of been meaning to watch it again. It's been so long, but it's one that really sticks in my mind, and like it made a big impact. It was one of the first animes that I saw after Sailor Moon. It's an older series, but I highly suggest checking it out. It's one of those series that has very little filler. And the end of each episode leaves you wanting more. Like there's a cliffhanger at the end of every episode, and I think the series itself, the TV series, is 52 episodes. So it's not ungodly long, but you know it's not a super quick one. But it's so fantastic. It has a couple OVAs that go with it too that extend the story. Highly suggest Fushigi Yugi. There weren't any other ones growing up that I like were my first animes that really made as big of an impact on me as Fushigi Yugi did. Of course, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a little more modern than like Sailor Moon and Fushigi Yugi, but that's my second favorite anime ever. So if you haven't checked out Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, I know there's about 1 million Yu-Gi-Oh! Series now, but Duel Monsters is by far the best, and I love it. It is one of my favorite animes, so check that one out too. The last question that I've picked for this vlog is from Black Cloud. Do you have any starting tips for YouTubers? And also, what's your favorite gaming junk food? Starting off with the junk food, I eat all kinds of things when I'm gaming. When I'm gaming on a console, like with a controller, I don't really, gosh, it's been so long since I've done so, but I don't think I really snack that much when I'm doing that. Actually, that's one of the only times I'm not eating is when I'm on a console game. You don't want to get stuff on the controller, and so chips or something that's messy, like I don't even mess with that. So if I would snack on something, it would be something not messy. But when I'm computer gaming, it could be anything that's in my house. I will sit and dunk Oreos. I will take a break to get, again, a bowl of cereal or something. I just love food, so anything that's in the house, I really don't have a favorite. As far as tips for beginning YouTubers, so people who are just getting into it, I would say that make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. As long as you are doing it first and foremost as a hobby and for fun and because you love it, because you love sharing your passion for whatever you're doing the videos on, whatever you're passionate about, as long as you're doing it for that reason and that remains the main reason that you're doing it, I think that that's most important. And if you start doing it and you don't get a lot of big numbers or anything, a lot of views or a lot of subscribers right away, don't be discouraged, and don't let numbers discourage you. When I was first starting out on YouTube and I was just doing my Let's Plays of like Super Nintendo games, I had probably 100 or less subscribers for about a year and a half. So it's by no means an overnight, success thing. But I made a friend or two in that first year of under 100 subscribers that I still talk to today. They still watch my videos today. Shout out to Atsuma Corinne, one of my very first subscribers. So if you want to have a YouTube channel, do it. You should do it if you are passionate about making videos and about sharing your opinions, but make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're doing it because you love it and because you're passionate about it. Don't do it for numbers. Don't do it for subscribers. That's great, but it shouldn't be why you do it. Numbers, even though I know people are more than numbers, but at the end of the day, you're going to look at your subscriber numbers. You're going to look at your view count, and just don't try and make that what it's about. So just keep it real, be comfortable in front of the camera, and have fun. In the end, have fun. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to them all. I just kind of picked my favorite. I like talking about the stuff that I don't have actual videos on, like my favorite video games, my favorite anime, besides Guild Wars 2 and Sailor Moon. So that's always a lot of fun for me to talk about. The very last thing I wanted to mention in this vlog was that for the people who are still watching, because if you're watching this far into the video still, you must like something about my face. And so I wanted to mention that I have officially set up a Patreon page. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a kind of donation type service that basically, if you feel like donating to help me make more videos. You can do that on a monthly basis, and in return you get rewards and fun things. I'm gonna make another video to talk about it more further, but for now I just wanted to mention it and kind of get the word out there. So look out for something a little more detailed on that, but that's basically what it is. So go check that out, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again next time, okay? And Biscuit Cameo! Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you. Play happy. Bye.